Welcome to Mission Past, where we look at archaeology and history behind video games whilst simultaneously trying to complete a mission. Today it's Total War Rome 2, Emperor Edition. We'll be trying a historical battle, probably the most incredible ancient Roman battle, the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest. Let's go!
In 9 AD, after a busy summer's campaign, the Roman general Publius Quinctilius Varus marched his legions towards winter quarters south of the Rhine. Though he didn't know it, he was being led into an ambush by his trusted lieutenant Arminius. A noble of German birth, Arminius was raised in Rome and served in her legions. He knew all about Rome's military strengths and her weaknesses.
Right, we'll be playing as the Romans under Varus. He was in charge of 3 legions and auxiliary units, somewhere between 15,000 and 20,000 men. And they were marching through the Teutoburg Forest on a path. The Romans had crossed the Rhine because they had been asked by the German tribes to quell a rebellion in the north of the country, but they didn't realise that this was made up by Arminius. It was all part of his plan to get the Romans to cross the Rhine and out of their comfort zone. Arminius was a noble of the Cherusci tribe, that's who we're fighting, and there was around 50 tribes that made up Germany at this point, and he had united enough of them to take on the Romans. And the real battle of the Teutoburg Forest took place over the course of 3 days, the German tribes ambushing and harassing the Romans, and this mission is an amalgamation of those 3 days.
Varus! Oh! Quinctilius Varus! Give me back my legions!
That's the voice of Augustus, who was the emperor at the time. When he heard the news from the Teutoburg Forest, it was said that he didn't cut his hair for weeks and would bang his head against the door, repeating those words. Varus, give me back my legions.
You are walking into a trap, Varus! The German will betray you. He will betray Rome. Arminius, a traitor? I think not.
There's our boy, Arminius. He was in his mid-20s in 9 AD, and he was leader of the Roman auxiliary cavalry in Varus's army. Auxiliary units were recruited from non-Roman tribesmen, and they bolstered the legionary numbers and provided specialist fighting techniques.
My loyalty is to my people!
So the core units of the Roman army were the legions. There's one, with its eagle standard at the front. And we are in the middle of an ambush! Luckily, I can pause the game. As with the real Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, we've been caught completely by surprise, so the first thing to do is set our troops up. And if we come back here, we can see that our troops are spread out across a huge distance. So the first thing to do is get this auxiliary infantry unit to guard the rear. I'm going to move these 2 units up to rejoin the main force. We're getting attacked from all sides all along this column, so let's make sure our units at the front are facing the oncoming attackers. This little cavalry unit is Varus. Let's get him out of the way. Let's pause for a sec. This opening is similar to the first ambush on day 1 of the battle. The Romans were stretched out in a long column, 10 miles, that's about 16 kilometres in length, and the German tribes were waiting to ambush on hills both sides of the path. They isolated individual Roman units and inflicted considerable losses on the scattered and disorganised Roman army, and these are the tactics that Arminius knew would work because the Romans liked wide open spaces and set-piece battles, not to be fighting in constricted forests. And the objectives for the mission: Varus must survive, and we've got to get the 3 legionary eagles out of the forest, that yellow arrow in the distance. In the game, these are called eagle cohorts. There's 3 of them. There's one at the front, one in the middle, one at the back. All 3 have to survive. Here's one of the eagle cohorts with their standard at the front, the eagle standard. This was of supreme importance to the Romans. It symbolised the legion. Sometimes these standards had an image of the emperor on. We heard Augustus at the beginning say, "Give me back my legions." Well, in some accounts he says, "Give me back my eagles," meaning the standards. They're so important that he wants his eagle standards back over his men. That's how much of a symbolic significance these standards were. That's why we've got to get 3 of them out of the forest. Right, anyway, back to the action. There's Varus. Let's keep him on the right there behind these units. Let's keep him safe. Let's go. I'm going to charge these longbow hunters with the cavalry here. How are we doing at the back here? Oh, there. Oh, good luck, fellas. Right. While they're holding off, let's sneak these units by, and I'm just going to try and get everything up. This battle very much not about winning the day, but just getting out of the forest.
Someone find Arminius! We need his auxiliaries!
That's Varus not recognising that he's been betrayed by Arminius. By all accounts, he was a trusted ally and friend of Varus. And he couldn't believe he betrayed him. Now, oh, these guys at the back here. I'm really sorry, fellas. You're doing a hell of a job for Rome. You're keeping all of that away from the main force. Okay, let's move these guys up.
Commander! Double time! Orders! Marcaco! Infantry! For glory! Your orders! Sons of Mars! Advance! Eagle cohort!
Oh, our auxiliary cavalry's panicking, I think. That's why they've got a flashing white banner. But if I use Varus here, he's got this skill called Inspire, which I hope should rally them. Yes, I think it has. Okay, there's not very many of those cavalry left. Right, how are we doing? Right, we've got to keep moving here. Oh, that's a lot of... Run! Oh, crikey. We are heavily outnumbered here. From the historical records, we know that on the first ambush on the first day, the Romans came under missile attack first. So the Germanic tribes were throwing javelins and spears at the Romans, and the Romans tried to retaliate by throwing their javelins, their pila, back at the Germans. But because they were uphill, it didn't work. Okay, got to keep moving. Let's get these legionaries to attack these tribesmen that are blocking the path. Oh, not looking so good at the back. Let's just move these guys on. Ooh, this is already looking tough. Right. Attack. Oh, that's Varus. Let's use the infantry to attack those Germanic youths. We know as well that it's not depicted in this game, but the Germanic tribes had built a huge amount of earthworks either side of the path, and they were attacking from behind these earthworks, using it as a defensive position to attack from, and also it meant that the Romans couldn't escape out of the path. They were hemmed into this path, so you don't actually see that here, but the Germans had dug a huge amount of earthworks. On the panel at the bottom, you can see the health, how many men are left in each unit. Green is good, red is bad. Right, you're going to get everyone to move up the hill. We've got to get through this area. Oh, Varus is running off on his own. That's not good. We've got some Germans coming in from the right as well. Not very many though. Just going to pause it there. How are we doing? Let's move these men up. We're approaching this marshy area here. A lot of the fighting of the real battle happened on marshy terrain, which didn't help the Romans. And also, the weather was bad. It was September, there was a storm, and it was raining heavily. So, here we are. We've got Germans coming in from all sides. I'm going to try and keep my men out of this swamp area and continue round. Now, I'm just worried about this eagle cohort. There's 32 of 160 left. I'm going to keep them to the left here. Let's move these up. Let's move these guys up as well. Keep them out of the water. Let's go. Come on. Oh, we've got some missiles coming in from the right as well. Oh, and our rear's getting attacked. Oh, that's Varus at the back. Let's move him. We're going to use our auxiliary infantry again to attack the rear here.
Jupiter gives us strength. Brave Romans to a man.
Right, let's gotta keep moving. Haven't got time to mess around. Got to ignore those missiles flying down on us from the left.
Advance at speed.
Leave these guys in the bog. We don't want to get caught in this bog.
Right forward. Ready and waiting. Advance. Infantry.
Oh, blimey.
Your orders.
Right. Oh, not you, Varus. We don't want Varus running in there and getting killed.
Advance at speed. Your orders.
Right. This is we're looking a bit ropey here. So we've got this one Eagle cohort here at the back. That's doing okay. Auxiliary infantry, we've almost lost them all. We've got another Eagle cohort almost at full strength. They're doing okay. What about the third one? Is not looking good. I'm going to put them to one side here, so they're out of the firing line. Right. Alright, let's keep moving up the hill. Right, it's looking pretty disorganised, but we'll continue. Let's keep moving up this hill towards the arrow. That's the next waypoint. It's not quite the end of the mission. Let's keep moving up here. Keep those guys safe, and we'll attack these spearmen. Let's keep Varus out of the way as well. It's thought this battle took place somewhere near modern-day Osnabrück in the northwest of Germany. Lovely place to visit if you get a chance. The Teutoburg Forest area. We're getting charged again. Oh, get Varus out of the way. He's right in the middle. Okay. Phew. Let's do a rear guard action here with this Eagle cohort.
Jupiter gives us strength. Melee troops awaiting orders.
Oh, right. Okay, let's just move everyone up now. I think if we get up to this yellow waypoint here, I think there's a cutscene. There's so many spearmen, which is historically accurate but annoying. so many spears raining down on us. Right, let's keep moving up, chaps. Let's make sure Varus is okay. And right, we've got to stop these guys attacking us from the back. So let's pause it here. Let's get this legionary cohort to attack these spearmen. And this auxiliary infantry, not many of them left, but hopefully we can stop them. This Eagle cohort, there's 13 of them left. They're so close to losing that unit. Right, okay, where's Varus on the left? Okay, let's go. I'm not sure about this Eagle cohort on the right. Their banner keeps flashing white, which means their morale is wavering. Okay. I think if we get rid of these Germans here, we'll enter a cutscene, which gives us a little bit of breathing space. Yes, we've dispersed these Germans attacking from the rear. So let's move all of these guys up now. Make sure Varus is out. Get out the bloody way, Varus. Okay, somehow we're holding this together. Oh, this Eagle cohort's panicking again. So if we use Varus as Inspire, I'm hoping that they'll rally. Has that worked? Yes. I'm not surprised they're panicking. There's about 10 of them left. Ah, here comes the cutscene. Okay, bit of respite. Here are our heavily depleted forces approaching this swamp. And in terms of how the game relates, I think, to the real battle, there was a huge ambush on the first day. That's what we've just been through. On the second day, the Romans are holed up in a camp. And on the third day, they're ambushed again, and it's the final attack. That's what we're moving into now.
You're on your own. Horseman, with me. Double time.
So Varus is running off. Good luck, mate. And here we are. This is all the men that have got this far.
Varus! Accursed coward! Push forward while he distracts the enemy!
I'll just pause it there. Varus here has run off, the coward. He's deserted his army. Well, that didn't actually happen, but on the third day of the battle, the commander of the cavalry, a guy called Arminius, he did desert. Him and his cavalry fled towards the Rhine. And this part of the game has some similarities with the real battle. On the last day, the Romans are trying to get around a swamp area. And then they are ambushed by the Germans. This is when the cavalry panic and desert. And the Roman rearguard is overwhelmed. And then the Romans are utterly surrounded. There's no way out. The deserting Roman cavalry were eventually caught by the Germans and killed. How are our forces doing? This legionary cohort's looking in pretty good nick. These guys aren't. So let's lead with the non-essential units. In fact, let's move them all up first of all. Okay. This is a dash out of the forest. Let's go. I'm just gonna ignore the guys on the right. They're after Varus, so we'll continue.
Ready and waiting! Infantry! Proud Romans all! Ready for orders!
And there goes Varus. Bye. That's not how the real Varus met his end. We'll come on to that later. Right, let's keep these guys moving up the hill. Let's just pause it there a second. Right, we've got to get up to the top of the hill there, and then we're virtually there. We're just going to take out these spearmen, I think. So let's get this legionary cohort, which is virtually full strength. I don't know how that's happened. We'll get them leading the charge. Up you go, boys. Right, and then everything else can follow them.
Advance!
Come on.
Troops
We're almost there. Almost through.
infantry! Quick march!
Right, that'll do. Let's get them all going. I'm just worried about this eagle cohort. There's seven guys left, and we've got to get them out. We've got to get them through. So that's what I'm most concerned about. I'm just going to try and get them out of the way of any action, basically. Just try and babysit them through. Right. More spears coming in from the left, from the hill on the left. Attack! A lot of spears coming in from the left. I'm just going to get this eagle cohort. Just going to get this eagle cohort to stay at the back of these men. Alright, come on, lads. Oh, more locals. And there were a lot of things to be annoyed about if you were a local in an area under Roman command. They would levy high taxes, often people were enslaved, and there was always a drive to make you more Roman, to forget your culture and become more Roman. And if you look at the history of Roman expansion, it's usually after about a generation, so I read, of the Romans being somewhere, there's usually a large revolt against them. So it was quite typical, but none of them were as successful as this one. Okay, we've just got to run. We've got to ignore these guys and just run past them. Oh, this eagle cohort. 7 of them left. Come on!
Eagle cohort! With that speed! For quick march!
Now down to 4. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh dear, looks like they're wavering as well. That flashing white flag means that their morale is very low. Oh no, they're okay again. They're okay again. They're shaken, but they're okay. Oh, there's dogs! Run from the dogs! Oh my goodness me. That's not good, is it? Let's get the auxiliary infantry to do a rear guard action. And this legionary cohort. Oh, they're not going to be able to save them, are they? Come on, we can do this. Keep running. Oh no, there's 3, 4 of them left now. There's 1 guy left. We've got 1 bloke. Run! Run, forest! Or run through the forest. Where's he going? Run! Oh, I think he's broken. I think they've routed. Run! Where is he? Where's our 1 guy? There he is. Where are you going, mate? Left! Left! Where are you? Oh, the dogs are back. I think we've lost them. Yes, in the top right, Eagles control 2 of 3. Damn. Oh, you should have just keep running. Ah, well, let's see if we can get the other 2 out. Keep going, keep running. Goodness me, this has been a jog rather than a battle. In the real battle, the 3 Roman legions were utterly destroyed. There were perhaps 100 survivors from about 18,000 odd men. All 3 eagles were lost. And Varus, when it became obvious that the Romans were going to be utterly destroyed, killed himself. He fell on his sword, and that literally meant putting the sword underneath your armour and falling on it to kill yourself. And I read, apparently both his father and grandfather committed suicide, so it's not like a family tradition. It's a wonder there was any of them around. So almost all of the Romans were killed. Many officers committed suicide, and one commander, Prefectus Sionius, surrendered and then later took his own life. Oh, there's a little Stonehenge there. That doesn't make any sense in the landscape. Why would it be there? Anyway. Right, we're pretty much there, I think.
We're clear of the woods.
We are through.
Legions are preserved.
Well, 2 of the 3 eagles are through, but at least some of them survived.
Thank the gods we made it out of that infernal forest. May Nerio give strength to those we left behind.
Nerio was the goddess of war.
What about Varus?
No one knows. Even
Yes,
fewer
we do.
care.
Everyone, he killed himself. And he would have been about 60 in 9 AD. Looking pretty good for a 60-year-old man. Who's this? It's Arminius!
Arminius! No!
Ouch. Well, that didn't happen. And his real demise was more interesting than that, I think. Well, we technically didn't get the 3 eagles out of the forest, so mission failed. This is the mission debrief. It was a Pyrrhic victory, I'll say. Deployed 1,580, losses 1,375. And the real battle of the Teutoburg Forest, maybe 100 people survived from the Romans, we're not sure. Of those that survived, some were ransomed, some were enslaved, and according to Tacitus, some were sacrificed to the German gods, cooked in pots, beheaded, and their heads were kept for trophies. This was a very heavy defeat for the Romans. They lost 3 legions, numbers 27, 28, and 29. That's about 11% of all of their legionary forces across the empire. And what happened to our hero Arminius? Well, in 15 AD, the Romans captured his wife. He was said to have been heartbroken by this. And in 21 AD, he was assassinated by rival German nobles. They thought he was getting too big for his boots. A rather undignified end for a man who had launched an incredibly clever and effective plan that defeated Rome at the height of its power. And the Romans spent decades recovering the 3 lost legionary standards. They recaptured 2 in 15 and 16 AD, and the last one in 41 AD. And it was also somewhat successful in stopping the Romans expanding across the Rhine. The Rhine was effectively a border for the edge of the empire proper. So there we are, that is the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest, one of the most incredible battles in Roman history. Let me know what you thought of Rome Total War and the history we covered. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing for more, and I'll see you in the next video.